So you want to start a growth hacking program, but you can't get senior management to buy into it? I understand. That can be the hardest part of growth hacking, quite honestly. And there's a reason for that. But we also have solutions. So if that's something that sounds good to you, let's talk about it. Because marketing matters. Hello, my name is Bill Arnold. I'm president of Prevail Marketing. You may find us at prevailmarketing.com. And every single day, we give you a video on how to grow your business through better sales and marketing. These are ideas, concepts, strategies, things that we actually have used for our clients in the recent time that have worked, that have prevailed, and we want to share it with you. So let's talk about the process we use because here's what we know is that a lot of time the CEOs, the founders, the C-suite, they're not marketing or salespeople for the most part. They're finance people, they're product people, they're HR administrative people, and sometimes they're developers and engineers, but they just don't get it. And they feel uncomfortable changing the norm, going beyond and doing something different. And you got to educate them and communicate them in the way they understand. And so we're not only going to give you the facts to why they need to do growth hacking, we're going to give you the process we used when we come across a client who just doesn't want to buy into something we know is the best thing for them. Now, what I'm going to share with you doesn't just apply to growth hacking. You can use this process, this technique, this strategy on any time you want to get a point across to your management. Just remember to do it properly. So let's talk about the process. The first thing you need to do is understand who you're trying to communicate, their pain points, their issues, their concerns, where they go for information, education, and third-party information. Boy, that sounds like buyer personas. It is. But unlike buyer personas, unlike when you create it for your clients, or I should say your prospects, you're going to do this in the same kind of approach you did for account-based marketing. Because the person you're going to build this for is that particular individual, not some abstract person, but that particular individual. And you're not going to do interviews with them because that would be pretty awkward, wouldn't it? Hey, boss, I want to interview for my buyer persona so I can persuade you how to get things done. Nah, that's not going to work. But you interact with these people day in and day out. You know who they are. You know what they talk about. You know what influences them. So you got a better chance of figuring out this information than you do for the typical buyer persona evaluation. The key though is to do your homework on it. Don't just assume, study them. See if you can figure out where they go, what social media platforms they go to, what groups they're in on LinkedIn, what books they're reading. These are all signs of how you're going to communicate them effectively. Then what I need you to do is create some content based on what we're going to talk about in a few minutes. Content that's educational, informational, that's going to address their pain points and concerns. What type of content are you going to create? What type of content would you create for a prospect? Let's see, ebooks, guides, infographics, videos. Yeah, the same thing. You're going to create this content. Why? That sounds really strange. You're going to send it to them? Not right away. Pay attention. We're going to talk about that. I mean, think about this. You're going to get the CEO, CFO is most likely going to want content that deals with finance, how to increase revenues, decrease cost. I can speak. The head of sales needs to be reassured that your new program is not going to have a decrease in quality leads. And the CEO is going to want to know all of that. He's going to want to know the revenue, profitability, customers. He wants to know all of it. So create great content. Then you're going to distribute the content, but in a unique and different way. And the key here is a psychology trick that I learned long ago. If someone follows breadcrumbs and finds out facts for themselves, it becomes far more believable, far more trustworthy, because they discovered and they think they did something special to figure it out. So you're going to use this to your advantage. You're going to post blogs on LinkedIn in the groups that these individuals go. You're going to post some of your content, some of the things you find. And you're going to do more than that. You're going to find other influencers who are talking about the same subject. And you're going to reshare that information, repost that information. Because, I hate to say this to you, marketing people, outsiders are far more trustworthy in many cases than you are to your CEO. Doesn't make sense? I know, but somehow they have this mystique in their mind that these people are geniuses and they just have you. And we all know having you is all they need if they let you do what you need to do, right? So get these influencers, get the information, tag them, when they make comments, tag them. Tag your CEO, tag your CFO, your sales department, whatever's relevant, tag them in these comments so they see them and read them. And then follow up with them. Ask them, hey, I'd like your opinion. Could you tell me what you think? And once you start a discussion, once you actually have this open discussion based on some balance of information they've digested, so it's not just fresh, now you can start nurturing them the old fashioned way, sending them articles, sending them social media posts, sending them information, again, relying a lot, not only on what you just created, because that's relevant and important, but it's also relevant and important you send them what influencers say, because again, they can be far more credible in their minds. Remember to use the law as influences, okay? I mean, there's 7 laws of influence that Robert Cialdini talked about. I always said the philosophy, if two people are talking, one of them is always selling. And if they're using the law of influences, they're probably going to get the results they want. So pay attention to that. And finally, we're going to tell you what to share next, but here's the best rule I can give you. When you win, when the CEO said, yeah, I think I'll do that, that makes sense. Shut up. Let him go with it. Particularly if he says, I have a great idea. I think we ought to do growth hacking like this. Somehow it just popped into his brain that his genius just came up on his own. Has that ever happened to me? Oh, I can't tell you how many times. I sit there and I build this basis process to get them to a yes. And they come back to me and say, I've got an idea. And you know what I say when they say that? That's a great idea. Let's do that. Because I don't care who gets the credit. What you want is to get it done. So let him have the credit, because if it's his idea, he's going to be the biggest sponsor of it. He's going to promote it. And you want that, right? So what to share? We're going to go over several things that are rather important that I think you need to know in order to get this sold properly. First off, why do you want to do growth hacking? Want to know the number one reason? Let's look at the board. Bing! Growth. Yeah, growth. That's the principal reason. If you look at studies, look at reports, those who do growth hacking properly, after 60 days, you should see 30% growth month over month. That's right. That's a lot. But think about what that means, because that doesn't mean sales necessarily. That means top of the funnel usually, 30% top of the funnel. And you're going to say, well, you can't eat top of the funnel leads. No, but that's a starting point. You need top of the funnel. You need that funnel filled before you tell me the bottom. What you're going to see over about 4 to 6 months, you're going to see that trickling down. And you're going to start seeing increase of sales between 15 and 30%. Why up to 30% if you're getting 30% growth? I'll tell you why. Quality of leads. The lead quality improves dramatically because you're A/B testing everything, you're optimizing everything, including the quality of leads, not just the number, but the quality. And so you're going to find that the people who come into your system are actually more interested. They actually migrate down that sales funnel at a much steadier, much faster pace. And that's the other reason, faster results. Because it's all hands on deck. Because everyone has a part in a role. Everything gets done quicker. If I need something from a design group, I can get it done. If I need something from a product group, I can get it done. I can go and get things done because it's a corporate-wide mandate. The bureaucracy is gone. It ceases to exist. When you A/B test things, you A/B test things in real time. You don't wait a week, a month, 2 weeks. That's old school. For growth hacking, 24 to 30 hours. That's kind of where you want to find your results and optimize. A/B. B worked better. It now becomes a new A, and we test it again. We test it again until we are thoroughly convinced it is optimized, or more likely you run out of your time period. I said like 10 to 20 to 30 days are when the optimization rate. And then at that time I move on. Doesn't mean I won't come back to that at some point as I learn more, think more, and plan more. But you have to move on to something else. You can't just sit there and just keep digging the same hole. At certain points you got to move on and find something else. The other ways it needs to justify is cost effectiveness. Because you're doing extensive experimentation in real time, part of what you're testing is not just getting more leads, higher quality leads, but also the cost per lead. You're finding ways to drive that down. It's not just buying leads. That's not the answer. In fact, when I give you scenarios tomorrow of 5 campaigns that we've used that are very successful, I thought about optimizing pay-per-click as one because we've done that. But I think that sends the wrong message. It's not about buying them. It's about optimizing practices, getting that cost of lead lower. So at the end of the day, you're going to save the company money. You're going to increase their leads, increase their revenue, and do it faster. Kind of is a good idea for a CEO to do that. And why can he believe you? Here's the coup de grace. It's all data-driven decisions. What CEO doesn't love that? Particularly an engineer or a developer, they get numbers. They understand numbers. Finance understands numbers. They get that. And you can say, look, we're no longer going to guess what's working, why it's working, how it's working. We are going to test everything, analyze these metrics, and know everything. And that's going to make the difference to you. That's why you want us to do this, because now we're going to have solid data, solid metrics to base all of our decisions. That's kind of important. And that really is going to impress your C-suite. It's all about, tracking progress. This is often the linchpin that convinces them to give it a try. The data-driven approach. If I go through all these examples and they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, what? You got data on a data basis I can look at? Daily basis? Wow, okay, let's give that a try. They want to know what you're doing is working or not working and why it's working, whatever. And if you can show them on a daily basis, which you can, the results for A/B test performance, the increase in leads, increase in opportunities, increase in sales as you move forward, on a daily basis, they're never going to want you to quit. They're going to love you. That's why many of our clients love us. We track 400 KPIs every single month. Not even when we're not even doing growth hacking. That's just our normal practice. And you know what they find? Transparency, understanding, belief in what we're doing, because I can show them we're doing more of this and less of that because of these metrics. We took this landing page that you were getting 3%, we now get 19.5%. Yeah, that's a pretty different big conversion rate. They're going to love it. You're also going to get better products. It's not just about marketing. In fact, one of the things I'm going to show you tomorrow in the campaigns I'm talking about, they're not all marketing centric. They're all growth centric. There's a difference, because when I talk about growth hacking, it's every single element in the company. You're going to get more feedback from sales, from marketing, from customer support about why the products are buying or not buying, why they're leaving, why they're staying. It's going to help you get a better product if you do growth hacking properly. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. And finally, you know what else it does? It improves corporate culture. I have never seen this not happen. The camaraderie that develops among the players and the members of the growth hack team and the corporation itself, particularly a small organization, is amazing. They're going to battle together. They believe they're warriors in a common cause, and they take great pride in what they just accomplished, what they just achieved. Their brothers and sisters in arms cause that to happen. You want to increase? Don't go off and do some climbing hills or swinging on vines or falling back into people's arms to trust camaraderie, build trust. Do growth hacking. It's going to get you there. So, what is the one big objection, though, you will still have at the end of this? We don't have it, but you might. The big objection that you're going to have is, we simply don't know how to do it. We don't have the in-house expertise. Yeah, that's a great idea, but we don't have that ability. So, let me help you there as well. Before you ask for this, demonstrate your competence. I've given on our website several, meaning 3, links on this blog that talks where you can go for how to educate yourself on how to do growth hacking. Growth Masters Training, Growth Hacking Academy, Edemy. These are all places you can go. Some are free, some are cheap, but they're all available to you. Let's say that still doesn't say. He said, look, you know what? Yeah, but you're you. I'm sorry, sometimes CEOs are like that to their best assets, right? Well, then what you suggest is, look, let's hire a fractional chief growth officer. Not a fractional CMO. Very clear I'm on a chief growth officer. Why and what? Well, number one, it can be very, very inexpensive. You can pay by the hour or a flat fee. Doesn't matter, they'll do it. They bring into the job expertise that they can just counsel and advise you, oversee it. It's been very limited hours to give you that information you need in order to be successful with your growth hacking program. And why chief growth officer? Not just chief marketing officer. Chief growth officers have sat above both departments simultaneously. They've grown sales, they've grown marketing, they've worked on customer support. They know the business. They know how to work together with all of that. They're your best source. And you don't want to need to hire them for a long period of time. Typically, when we're hired for a chief growth officer for doing something like this, it's a 60 or 90 day gig. That's it. Because in 60, 90 days, we teach you what you need to know so you can carry on and do it yourself. Maybe we'll check in once every 6 months, but that's it. So it doesn't have to be a long-term, I'm going to hire an agency type of engagement. It can be, I need an expert for 30, 60, or 90 days for this many hours just to double check, triple check, and give us updates and opinions, and that's it. It can be very, very economical. But the results you're going to get, the increase in revenue, the increase in camaraderie, the increase in results is well worth that effort. If you need to know more about this or how to hire a chief growth officer, give us a call. If you found this valuable, please like, please follow, please subscribe. And tomorrow, we're going to give you 5 marketing campaigns that we hand selected that we think will demonstrate the power and what you can achieve through growth hacking that we have done for our clients. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night.